Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the October 21st meeting of the Whitman Middle Building Committee. Reminder that we are being filmed and broadcast on WHCA. If everybody would join me, please, in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I see no one from public comment. Let me see. Justin is out today, and George is out, and Dawn. And I think that's it. Right? Everybody else is here. Okay. All right, so first we have meeting minute approval for 9/22, and I know Stephen has a couple amendments.
Yeah, I'll be making a motion, but they're actually 9:23 minutes.
Oh, sorry.
9:22 minutes, it should be 9:23.
9:23, yep.
And in my motion, if the following corrections could be made, we've got a few missing, either first or second motions.
You weren't here.
And the first one would be on page 3 at the top. A motion was made and seconded to approve the bid amendment package and execute the new agreement. I don't know who the first and second were, and we would need that in there.
So it would, item number was it again?
There was the, to approve the bid amendment package and execute the new agreement.
I feel like I was one of them. George, you know.
Motion was made, second approved. Oh, we don't have anything in there. Okay. That was, who was it that was filed the motion?
Right. Brandon, you think you made?
I remember doing a couple last one. I don't
I do
remember
too,
all
that you
ones.
did.
I'll confirm in the video. I'll go back and just
Okay.
confirm and
Okay.
then I'll resubmit it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You want to table, well, you had a couple more too, so
Yeah,
why,
let me just give you
we
the other
might
one, if
table
you don't
these.
mind. We can table them if we need to.
Yeah,
And the next one's on page 4, third paragraph down. Invoice, we read out loud the invoice number and value and made a motion to approve the last blah, blah, blah. There's no second on that. And this was pertaining to the 3 invoices who we all know the vice chair is much better at doing this than me. So it's just a second on that motion.
To note the unanimous approval? Or?
Well, I think we need to know that it was unanimous, but also who was the second on that,
Okay.
on that motion, because we did approve that. And then the last one is when the meeting adjourned, who was the motion in second? If we could, please.
so with these changes, why don't we table this to the next meeting? Okay,
Okay.
is that all right?
Is everyone okay with the format that I just got?
Yes.
A little-
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very nice.
Yep. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Funding update.
Sure, I'll take that. So
Jeff.
outside of your packet, the cover sheet plan is a capital project activities update from our district treasurer, Marilyn Thompson. As of 9/30, we had 9.362,742.45 in our account. On October 2nd, we received a payment from MSBA, a total of 5.395,205. So that balance needs to be adjusted a little bit. And she is looking at moving us forward through February to our next borrowing date. And she's estimating a $4 million expenditure per month. That's what she looked back at and looked at those costs. So this is our funding kind of review or prediction based upon numbers that we have through the next borrowing attempt in February of 2026, based upon the MSBA reimbursement of 60%. We have 2 people now working in district, one being our business manager, Brian Hyde, and another person from operations working directly with MSBA, that group, so that we can be on top of these. As soon as the bill is submitted to us and approved, we can submit for reimbursement to MSBA. It's critical that we're not lagging a month or two behind, because the reimbursements are going to keep us afloat through February.
Any questions for Jeff?
It's nice when the number comes in higher than the estimate.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay,
Thanks, Beth.
you're welcome. Okay, OPM update. Justin?
All right.
Jeff, yeah.
So we'll start with some pictures. Okay, so throughout the past month, as a general summary of what's been going on in the project, they're doing a lot of underground work. This is the underground for the generator and the utility transformer. These conduits will feed up and come up below ground into the transformer, as well as stub up below ground to the pad, to the actual generator, that the pad that the generator will be sitting on. This is, I got a few pictures of this. This is the main electric room, and these are all the conduits coming in, feeding to different areas. Some are going to other electric rooms throughout the building, but this is that duct bank that you just saw before comes into this main electric room on the first floor. Here's another, I have a couple angles of it. So what they do is they'll stub up all the pipes. They got a couple of different lines kind of keeping them all straight, and then they'll put some stone dust at the bases, and then they'll pour concrete, or they'll backfill and then they'll pour concrete on top. So it's a matter of keeping them all straight. And each one of these pipes will generally stub up into a panel or into a piece of main switchgear. Last month I talked about some fireproofing. This is some more fireproofing in Zone 1 on the second floor. So as you can see, he's made his way across the deck and is hitting all these beams. And he's about to finish this. But this is right before that break in the center of the building on the back side. This is on the front side. So this is Zone 1, second floor. You see we have temp power installed. This is for all construction workers to use throughout the job. Framing is going in, as well as more HVAC mechanical work. I'll show you the next pictures. They've been running around installing their hangers. This is for a couple different things. You can see the thinner lines. That's refrigerant lines that will go to the rooftop units. And then you have hot water lines also coming from the different units going to different, they're called VAV boxes throughout the building. It's basically a local area that will get heat and then distribute throughout a classroom or wherever zone it's in. These hangers are a little bit bigger than the pipe because they're going to come back and put insulation on them. This is level 3, so if you're on the 3rd floor, you'd be looking out these windows. And this is just an example of what the side of the building is made up. This is the roofing membrane, and then you have, I always call it Den's glass, but that's a brand. It's basically sheathing. It's a kind of a weatherproof membrane. Another picture of the roof decking. This item right here is called a curb, which is what your rooftop units will sit on top of, and then you'll see, just about see where the ductwork will come down through into the building, as well as any sort of power or refrigerant lines. So refrigerant lines would run to a chiller. It's similar to a rooftop unit, but same type of construction for what they sit on. This is that main electric room, starting to backfeed soil and kind of getting it ready to be finished up. This is, I believe, in zone 1 on the second floor. Yeah, second floor. This is just the utilities, electrical utilities coming up from the main electric room, running up to third floor utility rooms, electric rooms. This gentleman is stripping back some of the forms that they had to pour the floor and the sections that they pour in sections, so they don't do the entire floor at once. Some more fireproofing has been installed, as well as the hangers. I think these pictures are a little out of order, but this is main floor, zone 1. I believe this is in one of the classrooms on the second floor, third floor. This is sprinkler pipe that will be installed. So there's a couple of different conduits you'll see in the ceiling. This is the insulated ones are the refrigerant lines, and then you'll see this cast iron pipe for sprinkler runs throughout the building. And then there'll be some bigger lines which I can distinguish between plumbing and sprinkler. Sure.
One thing to keep in mind, people don't often think about is all the different things inside the walls, whether it's electric lines and power lines and piping or anything, but here you can see there's actually structural cross bracing there. So, something that you don't think about, like a lot of money spent behind the walls where you can't see it, right? That, a lot of times if you talk to a construction person, they would say, that's where you want to spend the money, that's giving you the value of the building. We certainly want to make sure that the finish is proper and that nature of walls. A lot goes in behind the wall before the wall can close up.
As a former electrician, I can tell you these things aren't fun to deal with.
Yeah, you thought you were going to be able to just run your wire right up.
That's it. You can just drill a hole right through it, right? So some more conduits in the ceiling. This is an example of this is plumbing that will go up to your drains for toilets or sinks, and then you have your mechanical lines, your refrigerant lines. And I believe that copper pipe is most likely of. Oh no, that's a bigger hanger, so that's a hot water feed. This is the picture of UDS1, the underground drainage system that I talked about last month. This is all backfilled and almost just about fully installed.
Well, the kids must be disappointed that it is not a pool.
They don't have a pool.
It's just a little shallower.
It's a splash pad. You can call it a splash pad. This is just an angle of the exterior building before they get the sheathing up so you guys can see what it looks like. This is looking towards the existing fields.
It's a little muddy there.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain the other day. And that's the last picture. Any questions on anything else?
That was good.
Looks good.
Selfishly, I would like to see snow because I like to ski. From a construction standpoint, I love the rain, we got me to look at a little less snow this winter.
I still don't know the difference between El Nino and La Nina, but we're supposed to have a La Nina winter. All right, jumping into the financial update. So we will probably be coming to the next building committee meeting with another change order from our general contractor. We still only have just the one that's been applied towards a contingency, which brings our construction approved budget for construction to $91,999,444. You can see it's being taken out of our $10,652,988 contingency for construction. I guess I might as well note, as well as, so we have our construction contingency and our owner's contingency. Next month, we just got pricing for some additional testing that we'll be doing around the site as far as the AVD, which is the membrane. They do different tests to make sure everything's installed properly and it's watertight, which will be, I believe it's not going to be funded out of owner's contingency. Their testing line item has about $500,000 in it. And Sorry, I should have pinpointed what it is. Material, yeah. So we haven't expended too much out of that. We still have 434,000 remaining. So no contingency draw on that amount. An additional, I'm not sure if it'll fall into testing, but an additional commitment that will be coming is for a tax consultant, as long as it's approved that we do move forward with something like this. We're looking to make sure we go after any and all energy-based tax incentives and opportunities that the state of Massachusetts has to offer. There was something called an IRA, it's the Inflation Reduction Act, which has some things described in there that we can take advantage of. So a consultant will kind of walk us through that and help us apply where we need to. So, as I mentioned before, no new committed costs for the month. No project budget adjustments required either. And I believe we have an invoice for Colliers, an invoice for AI3, and then five invoices for Briggs, which is our testing agency, they've been doing concrete testing and soils testing throughout the duration. And this is for the months May, June, July, August, and September. And as well, we have Fontaine's requisition number 6 for $2,959,717. Do you want me to touch on cash flow first? Or you want to vote to approve?
Yeah. You want to talk?
Yep,
Go ahead.
so I'm prepared to make a motion to approve the following invoices. AI3 invoice 0038B 64 for that I've screwed up, but the amount is $64,816.16.
Second, Stephen Boyce.
Okay. Briggs Engineering, there are 5 invoices. Invoice number 0228677 for $12,247. Invoice 0228896 for $11,827.50. Invoice 0229106 for $10,945. Invoice 0229298 for $16,589.75, and invoice 0229529 for $11,216 for a total of $1,233,702.75.
Second, Brandon Frost.
Third group of invoices is the Colliers Project Leader invoice number 1101074, $87,655.25. So I'm making that motion.
Second, Stephen Boyce.
Okay, and the final invoice requisition, Fontaine Brothers requisition number 6 for $2,959,717.
Second.
And the grand total for this month's is $4,345,891.16. So we have a motion and a second, so, yep.
Okay. Any questions? All right, all in favor? Okay, unanimous. Okay.
So to kind of touch on the cash flow, it looks like the information we reviewed is going, the burn rate you could say is about 4 million. 4 million a month. And if you were to look at what we're projecting, it seems like we're pretty close to being in line with that. It does fluctuate up and down a little bit, but we have So you can see what we estimated. This is the estimated value right now. It's at 4.5, but 4.7, then we drop down to 3.8,
November, December.
2.6. So it looks like we'll be kind of averaging out.
So average out the 4 million, so.
Yeah,
And I think Kathleen, you just said it's 4.3 this month, and we're projecting 4.5.
yeah, so the total is 4.345, yeah. Good. So we will have spent, after approving these invoices, which we just did, $36,753,241.16.
And then this is just a graph to show you that we're right in line with where we should be. Any questions on the financial update or cash flow?
Anybody? All set.
Okay. Go over to schedule. So obviously we're in construction, we'll be working our way towards, I believe the building will be enclosed by this winter, and I'm sure we'll be able to set up a couple tours to walk through that building once we kind of get things buttoned up and it's dry. They typically won't start roughing and electrical until that is closed in. I think that'd be probably a good time right when that's happening to maybe take a tour. We'll schedule something in the future.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Any questions on schedule?
If they don't talk about
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we doing on schedule-wise? We still a
Good.
little ahead?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll. I think next meeting we'll have a little more in-depth detail as far as how far we are ahead and what that gives us into the future.
Yeah. Well, we've been lucky with the weather. Granted, we had a lot of rain, but we had a lot of nice weather before that.
Yeah, that was just
In
one day.
between. Yeah.
I think it's going to rain tomorrow too, but
Yeah, not as much though,
can't complain.
just over. Any questions for Justin so far? All right. Okay.
One thing I just wanted to share with the committee, so this is a letter from the MSBA. On a quarterly basis, we submit what's called a change order log. So that provides the change order information to the MSBA. So they'll review that information and establish what is eligible and what's not eligible for reimbursement. They don't provide reimbursement on that until the end of the project. I'm told that there has been situations where they've put a large credit in change orders, past projects. So that's why they wait till the end to reimburse you. That you don't get these reimburses. So you could go through the entire project getting reimbursed for change orders, and then submit a big credit change order, which gives you money back, but you've already been reimbursed. So that's kind of why they wait until the end. So not that anyone would do anything fraudulent, but there's been problems in the past, I'm told. So just in case anyone wanted to know, fun fact.
Okay.
This letter basically summarizes that there's no change orders for this first submission, but we will be submitting at the end of this month for the first quarter.
Any questions on that? Okay. All right. Anything else, Justin, or just going?
I think we're good.
Okay, then next meeting date, 11/18 or 11/25?
18.
The 25th is Thanksgiving, right? 2 days
Yeah.
before.
Draw, so the 18th?
18.
18th.
18th.
If I'm still furloughed, I don't mind. 27th, right on Thanksgiving.
As long as you bring in the turkey, Steve.
I'm always putting the turkey.
All right, so 11/18. Building. All right. Anything else? Anybody have anything else? Any questions for anybody? All right. I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Okay.
Say your
motion
name.
So moved.
Mary Beth, Second?
Second, Brandon.
Second for Brandon. All in favor? Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.